Yes, yeah, the government has paid over, okay, let me just do it, over 6 billion to, 6 billion Ghana cedis to bondholders.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving us 30 more minutes.
Yeah, no, one minute each. How does this actually impact investor confidence, and especially for economic stability? No, I am really interested in how this actually boosts
it's very important. Yeah. If we are defaulted on payment, our situation will really be worse, because you see, we force these people to make sacrifices that was not part of their original agreement of buying bonds with us. Yeah. We reduce their interest rate, and we reduce how much we are supposed to pay them and all that of the DDEP. And this painful decision, they have to swallow it, because if they don't swallow it, they are not getting their money anytime soon. So people, in fact, the DDP is like forcing a pill. They say you can't force a horse to the riverside and force him to drink water. But in this case, we force the horse to the riverside and force the horse to drink water. That's what the DDP is all about. Because it's like the pill is such bitter that if you say you won't swallow it, all of it, we are going down the drain. Right. You, the born investor in the country, you are both going down the drain. So you better swallow it. Then when we get to about half of the drain, we stop there and we start rising small. So that's what they want. So if anytime government would default on payment of this money to the people, what it means is that you can never go back to them in any time that you want money. Because I gave you my money on a certain condition. You have come to change the entire condition, reduce what I'm supposed to earn. I took the bitter pill. And therefore, if you fail to actually pay me that small interest on the bitter pill that you've given me, then there's no way you will ever come to me for any money. But as the current economic situation is, my sister, whether we like it or not, this government is in a tight corner in terms of financial. Yeah. So consideration to go to the capital market in a year or two will come up. I hear the IMF warning that we shouldn't return to the capital market anytime soon, because it will mean that we will continue to think that we are getting some money, our expenditure will go high, and then we'll be back to the same debt issue, so we should relax. But the point is, if you look at revenue that we generate locally, now we are financing domestically through T-bills. Government virtually borrows every money from T-bills, because there's no way you can borrow any money from any capital market as at now. And then even globally, in terms of the bilateral partners who should support us, because of economic conditions, support from bilateral partners have actually dwindled. And look at my friend Donald Trump. Now he says US aid should not even go anywhere. Now the funding gap of almost $200 million that they give us every year has come. So the government actually promised that they are also going to scrap some taxes. So money to actually implement their promises is a whole issue. So you rather want to pay these people on time, so that if a year from now you decide to return to the capital market, they'll say, because you have actually fulfilled your promise in terms of payment, they will have confidence that when they give you money, you will pay. But if you default and you think you want to go back to the capital market, then you are completely doomed. That is why this payment should continue until we return to the capital market. And even if we go to the capital market, we should continue to pay. Any default will actually worsen our problem as a country. Right.
Quickly, I think that, when you come to me to take money for something or the other, at the end of the day, with a promise of returning it, at the end of the day, you should pay back. Yeah. It's simply so. Okay, and that, this whole thing where people put their money into bonds and so on, and then you come back and say that, haircuts, so and so. Yeah. Initially, I promised that there was not going to be a haircut, then subsequently there was, and you didn't have the courtesy to even come and tell the people that, guys, I said this earlier, but looking at our economic situation, these are the problems. Yeah, exactly. And you are using Russia and Ukraine and to justify whatever it is, and COVID to justify whatever it is. We can't continue to live like that. And it's supposed to be a judicious use of funds. When you take the money that you are going to use it for this project, ensure that you use it for that project. Then you carry everybody along. You get it? Now you have to pay. And we should be happy that government has shown some, some willingness to pay and not coming up with excuses and so on. It's good also for money, to circulate. To circulate in the system. That is the only way that you can engineer growth. In the absence of that, it will be business as usual.
Right.
But I don't think that.
But let me add that without the debt restructuring, we wouldn't have been able to pay. It's because of the briefing space we got.
Yeah.
We've actually saved almost $12 billion from that entire restructuring. So monies we're supposed to be actually paying, which would have been suffocating, we can't pay because of the forgiveness, the reductions. Now we have some briefing space. So what investors should also know that if we had not done the debt restructuring, at the point where the debt is the interest that is, we wouldn't have been able to pay at all.
Right.
So it's a painful decision, but this payment is also happening because we did debt restructuring. Without it, we couldn't have paid.
All right. Thank you so much, Elvis Dako, the editor at the News Central newspaper and newscenter.com, and also Larry Dogbe, managing editor at the Herald newspaper. It's always fun having you guys around. You always stretch it.
It's good having you too.
You always stretch it. But to the viewers, thank you so much for joining us, and also thank you for sending in your views and your questions. And yes, we have more for you, but we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue with that.